Hello, my name is Jimmy and welcome to the brand new X2. This is the coupe version of the X1. And well, you have to pay a little bit more for it. It starts at 48,000 Canadian dollars and as spec'd here, 60,500 Canadian. A base X1 or Countryman on which it's based is definitely a little bit less than that. So what do you get out of the X2? Styling. And that's really it. So if you're a practical person, like, I don't know, t-shirt and jeans kind of person, like I am, the X1's probably the one you're looking for. But if you like things with a little bit more flair, well, check out the X2, especially on the outside. On the front, it still has your trademark BMW bits and pieces, the grille, and this being the M Sport version, you get the M Sport bumpers. What's nice is with the M Sport, you also get the body colored fender flares. If you get the standard X2, those are like plastic, which actually I kind of like. It makes it look a little bit more distinctive, but that could just be me. On the side, we definitely have that coupe or notchback type of look. It's stylish, let's say. I'm just not the right person for a vehicle like this, especially from that rear three-quarter view. Not for me, not at all. I don't find this like appealing comparing to the X1. The X1 just looks so normal. And if you want something a little bit more funky, why not get the Countryman? Basically the same thing. Anyways, let's move on. If we open up the hatch, we actually get a decent amount of space here. And what's nice is underneath the load floor, there's even more space that they give you. Of course, you can fold that rear seat 40-20-40 to hold longer items. And then moving to the rear seats, I mean, I'm not cramped in here. I'm 5'11". I got enough headroom. Legroom is actually pretty good. I do have vents as well as my USB-C ports down in the center. What I will say though is because of that roof line, it does, well, hinder visibility and it just makes the cabin just a little bit darker, even with the panel roof that we got. If you're thinking about carrying kiddos in here, well, you don't have any worries about that. Well, X2 is actually really good for handling children, at least 2 of them. On the driver's side here, this is a collect-link infant seat. The infant carrier does go in quite well. Even that coupe roofline, I didn't have to like duck and squeeze the carrier inside. I did have to move the driver's side a little bit forward. So if you're above like 6 foot tall, you might not be the most comfortable. On the passenger side, this is a collect fünf in rear facing. There's a good amount of space for that. And me, 5'11", sitting in front, well, actually, I fit quite well. My knees don't touch the glove box neither, so decent amount of space. If your kiddo's a little bit older and you're looking at forward-facing seats, just know that the headrests are removable, which are definitely a nice touch, so you can take them off if you need. This is a collect Uber in here, and as you can see, yeah, definitely fits in very easily. As for lower anchors, you get 2 sets, as with many vehicles, one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, and then there's 3 upper anchors just behind the bench. This being equipped with the M Sport package, I do get these sport seats, which hug me actually really well side to side. If you're a little bit wider, so like if you have a bigger frame, you might not be the most comfortable. And also, where's my lumbar support? I only have 2 switches here on the side. I don't get lumbar support, which is just absolutely weird. That being said, the seat is heated, so that's nice, and I do get a heated steering wheel, and I even get a boost button here on the side. The rest of it is pretty typical BMW buttons, so no issues with that, and behind I do get a really nice cluster, full digital, of course. There's a few different layout and content that you can kind of adjust and choose to your liking. Same with the color heads-up display, that's also really nice, and well, same with the infotainment system. As this is the latest BMW Connect system, it's pretty good. Like, I use CarPlay most of the time. So my phone connects wirelessly, I have it in the Qi wireless charger, and that's basically all I do. My climate control is set to auto, and I basically leave it at that. I don't have to fuss around within the menus. But when you do, there's just a lot of buttons in there just because there's just so many options. It can get a little confusing. For most people, I think it's going to be fine. In the middle, I do like this floating console here, and that's where you find your shifter and a few other buttons very easily at hand here. Overall, the interior is quite nice. The stitch dash, the side here, even this diamond shaped pattern here, it's really nice. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a $60,000 BMW, so it should be nice, but it's also the base SUV from BMW. And you know what? It's actually quite a nice place to be in. Underneath the hood, as this is the xDrive 28i, I get a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It makes 241 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. And if you get the M35, that's 312 horsepower. No matter which engine choice you get, though, you still get a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, which actually shifts very nicely and smoothly. Put it into sport mode and things liven up. When you shift up, it actually gives you a little bit of that kick. And it's actually very engaging. It actually makes this quite fun to drive. It's almost like a shifter kart, like a go-kart kind of thing. I wonder why. Of course, I mean, it is a BMW after all, but still, it's not a true M car. And because of that, well, the suspension is very compliant. For what is actually an M Sport vehicle, because it does have an M Sport package, well, it's quite soft. I didn't think it was going to be this comfortable on the road. Suspension soaks up like everything that it does, and well, it just drives like a normal car. It's very similar to the X1. That's actually really nice because generally speaking, the worst thing about M Sport vehicles is, well, they're just a little too harsh for daily drives. This, don't mind it at all. And what's nice is when you are on your daily drives, of course, you have all the adaptive cruise and lane centering and all that good stuff, and all of that because, you know, latest BMW tech and whatnot, it does work really well. It's able to keep the distance and whatnot. But like many BMWs, you don't get that distance button right here on, well, your steering wheel. You have to press a button in the center, go into a menu, and then adjust it, which is just annoying sometimes. But that's just software stuff. Here's the thing. The X2 is designed for someone that's, well, wants a little bit more pizzazz than your standard X1 would. For me, the X1 is like actually really, really thought out. You get all the things that you would need in one neat package that can hold everyone, and it's just your standard SUV silhouette. But if you want to stand out from the crowd a little bit more and you don't mind spending just a little bit more money, the X2, well, it actually stands in a really good place for that. And you certainly stand out with the styling that this vehicle has. At 60,000 Canadian dollars, and you can still stack on more, it's definitely hard to take in, but it's a BMW. You're not buying it because it's the cheapest vehicle in the world. You're not. So if you're willing to shell out a little bit, why not shell out for something that's a little bit more special like this rather than the X1? In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you later. Take care.